A very warm welcome to each of you and thank you for taking time out to catch us live. At Six Socks, we believe that each one of us has the capability to be a winner. We welcome all of you with open arms as our goal is to serve, learn, share, and reach beyond. In addition, we are here for you with any assistance that you or your organization might need on a group or individual basis. Six Socks classrooms are where we deliver quality to the best of our capabilities. Do reach out to us to know more. Today, we begin our fourth cycle of Six Socks Saturdays on the theme Balance. An enthusiastic individual who thinks that learning is a constant process. Nagabhushan Balaji has more than 3 decades of experience, and during this period, he has devoted his time to the development of others as well as helping them realize their potential. He believes that learning and sharing are two sides of a coin, and the more we share, the more we learn. He's a perfect example of an inspiring human being who walks the talk. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Nagabhushan Balaji with his talk titled, Are You Tilting?
Thank you, Deepa. That was a wonderful introduction. It's great to see all of you back here, and it's great to speak at Six Socks on a theme which is very important in our lives, balance. Now, I know all of you have switched off your videos. You're all enjoying sitting there, having a gala time. I want to disturb the equilibrium. Switch on your videos, not your audio, and please stand up wherever you are. And I'll give you around 30 seconds. Everybody, including the host, co-host, everyone. Right, I can see almost all of you. Now I need you to do a small exercise, a very, very small one. As in where you're standing, do not move your legs. Just move forward or tilt yourself like how I am doing now. Don't bend your chest. You just need to move straight and down. Come on, Alexandra, try it. Wonderful. Thank you so much. You can have your seat now. The theme of the evening today is balance, but I just need to ask you, what did you feel when you did this exercise now? Did you feel that you were tilting? You can type in the chat box so I can see some of them. If you don't want to type, that's fine. You have 30 seconds. Wonderful. I've got quite a few messages over here. And I know most of you must be feeling that some of you felt that you lost balance and some of you are very strong. So you thought that you were still straight and you're adventurous. Let me tell you a small story. I know everybody goes out traveling, except the COVID year. I think previous, everybody used to travel to different parts of the world. And when you travel, you always prepare an itinerary. And when you have your family preparing it and not you, it becomes very difficult because you don't know where they are taking you. And I want to see all the places. And the moment you start thinking, I can sleep a little more in the morning, somebody comes and wakes you up and says, come on, we have 10 places to go to. Let's start off. And this is exactly what happened to me in 2017. It was a trip to Chicago. And I thought I was going for a conference, and during the conference, I'll have some gala time. Little did I know that my lovely little daughter had planned evenings which were very tight. So as soon as you finish a conference around 5 o'clock, come back home or into your room and you want to rest, she brings out a list saying, Papa, we are going here. And that's where we went to one of the places which is called the old John Hancock building, which is now called the Chicago 360. I don't know whether some of you have been here. This is the Chicago Towers, where you have a lovely place where you can tilt and you'll enjoy it. So what I want you to do is just watch this video. I'm sure you must have enjoyed this video. Let me now take you through a little bit of what's the meaning of balance. Balance is just defined as able to remain upright and walk straight. It's also called a state of equality, an emotionally and mentally stable mind. But then what's equilibrium? Equilibrium is just a state of balance or rest due to equal action of opposing forces. Now, what do you think happened at the Chicago Tower? I'm somebody who is afraid of heights, and I tried it once way back when I went to Turkey, and I went in the hot air balloon. When I came down, I thought I'd conquered my fear. And I said, Chicago Tower, let me try. And I went in. I went to the tower along with them, which was above 100 floors. And then I stood where they asked me to stand along with them, holding the bars so tight that I thought I will enjoy this ride. And I really did. But what happened? For me, it was like Newton's first law of motion. I was in equilibrium, well balanced with my feet grounded. And as soon as it started tilting, I ran away like that little girl who ran away. That's exactly what I did. And after 5 minutes, you could see me clapping for all those people in my team and my family who were enjoying and who enjoyed and came out and said, you should have taken it. But what happened? All it took was that one feeling, one step to go amiss. And I felt very imbalanced in my life. And that's exactly what we all need to work for in our lives. When we are born very innocent. We don't know anything in our lives, wherever we are born. But as we grow up, we start leading our lives. We live in different countries, different continents, different places. And we start learning things which are different than what we have learned in our families. Different cultures, different abilities, different talents. But then, regardless of where we are, we have just one, and we have something in common, and that is one life. And how well can we utilize this one chance in our lives? In the 80s or when I was growing up, life was very balanced. This was the cycle we used to have. We used to work for 8 hours. And then we used to actually think of self-care if you want to go for a walk, recreation, or reading books, or enjoying ourselves and the nature. We had 8 hours for ourselves, including family time. And then we used to sleep for 8 hours, very healthy. We used to eat well, we used to sleep well, and we used to get up and be healthy. But then something came. And that's the neighbor's envy, owner's pride. The television was introduced. When the television was introduced also, we still had some balanced life, because if we had to watch television, we used to watch together with family. No doubt we used to fight for which channel we want to watch. If there were 5 people, all 5 wanted to watch different things. But then it was still family time and we stuck together. But what happened after that? From the idiot box to the gadget in our palms. And what's happening today? You have 11 to 12 hours of work. You're very busy. You have minimum of 3 to 4 hours for your social media. There are so many things which you want to do on social media. And then you have just around 3 hours for your self-care, which means you want to read, you want to go for a gym, you want to actually run. You have just 3 hours for yourself. There's no family time. There's just probably 2 hours. And I know of a friend who has his children. When you call them for food to eat together, they say, sorry, I'm busy, I'm on my mobile. So you eat your food on your table, and we will probably do it where we are sitting. And then last but not the least, sleep time has reduced. It's gone to just around 4 to 5 hours every day. So is this the balance we are hoping to achieve? So we need to think of something. Are we tilting? Is there more work and no play? Or is there more play and no work? Or is there somebody like my daughter who wakes up every day around 11 or 12 in the morning, and then you find half the day is already gone, you don't find time to do things. So if you want to attain that balance, then you have to achieve certain things. You have to learn some things also. Many places, we need to learn how to say no. We need to speak out. And we need to learn how to share responsibilities with others. Let's have fun together with our families, with our loved ones. It's not alone. We need to learn to be together. And when we start doing it, we know that a lot can be achieved and we can have real fun. Let me now take you to another of my favorite sports. Now, this is the bowling alley, which everybody can visualize. And I know all of you must have gone bowling one or the other time in your life. Now, I started bowling after I left cricket, which is around 2000 or 2002. And I started going to the bowling alley all alone. And I started bowling. And every time I did, I used to get 70, 80, or 90. And in that bowling alley, I used to go on Saturday afternoons. And there was this owner one day who came behind me, a young guy, and he said, "Do you want to learn how to bowl?" And I said, "Are you going to teach me?" He said, "Yes." And I started learning. And as I learned, my score started going up. So if I play around 3 or 4 rounds of bowling, or 3 matches, or 3, whatever you call it, I used to get an average of around 90, 100. But then I was thinking, the score sheet above shows 300, and we can get 300. So I asked him, "Why did 300? Every time I get only 90 or maximum 100. And he says, "Do you want to learn how to get it?" I said, "Yes." So he started teaching me how to score. Similar to cricket, I learned the score sheet first. And in the score sheet, just for your knowledge, if you go and throw the ball once, you might get an 8. So you will see that in the first frame, you will probably get 8. And in the next frame, if you get another 8, in the second frame, your total will show 16. Whereas the people who are playing next to my lane used to have something like 30 here. And I used to think, how will they get 30? And he taught me. He said, in the first frame, if you get a strike, the score sheet doesn't show the total. And there's a reason for that. It's because it's going to wait for the next round as to how much are you going to get. Now, probably you get another strike, which is another 10. The first frame gets to 20. It doesn't show 10, it shows 20. And the second frame doesn't show the total because it's waiting for the third frame. So this is the bonus score you start getting. And eventually, if you get all strikes in your frames, then you get to 300. My dear friends, believe it or not, in my career of bowling of around 10 years, I've got this 300 3 times. And that's because this game helps you increase your concentration. A lot of concentration, a lot of balance in the way you bowl, in the way you stand, in the way you release that ball to get to the target which you want. I was still not satisfied. And when I was not satisfied, he said, "I know what you're looking for." And he brought a ball from inside and he donated it to me. That is when I realized that the ball which turns is not the normal ball which we use in the bowling alley. These are professional balls which are made of wooden, and I started bowling pretty well. If I play 6 games on a trot, I used to get around 200 or 250 as my average. So this was individual. But then I started team games because we wanted to get into tournaments. And when we got into tournaments, there were 5 people in the team, and we started losing very bad. So I started thinking, why are we losing? And I started pointing fingers to my people in the team saying, you could have got a little more. You could have concentrated better. But one night when I was sitting and looking at the scores, I realized that when I played bowling individually, I used to get an average of 190, 200. But when I played with the team, my average had dropped down to 150 or 160. So if I had got those 40 points above what I was getting, we would have won all the games. But I also wanted to understand what my team was. And I started persevering in my bowling alley. And in the team, I started studying the people in the team. And when I started studying, I realized that I need to know how to balance the team and how to balance each player in the team. First and foremost in our lives, when we have a team or when we are living with people, we need to understand the circumstances which we are going through, the circumstances which we are living in. And after that, we need to understand the people. If we are living in Dubai, we have more than 200 nationalities in Dubai. We need to understand how those people actually lead their life. How do they speak? What is their recreation? What do they do to spend time? And what is their concentration power? You also need to understand their background. What is their culture? What's their tradition? How have they grown up and where have they grown up? Then you need to trust them. The most important part in a team is, regardless of what capabilities they have, you need to have trust upon them. And when you need to have trust, you also need to delegate certain responsibilities if you want balance in the team. But you just can't delegate. You need to educate, teach, and then delegate. So I took some time in educating my team as to how to play. And eventually, you don't know what happened. We started winning games. We started working as a team. If we don't win games, we were at least in the top 3. And then we attained that happiness which we wanted. That was the balance we were looking for. So all in all, if in case you want balance in your life, you need to have peace. Now that peace is the most important part. It's very easy to say that you want peace. I'm standing here next to my bookshelf. Just by having those books over there doesn't bring me peace. Reading those books and clearing off my mind with a lot of other things, that brings a little peace. We also need to understand to let go. We can't do all the things in our life. We can't think that we are superheroes. We can't think that we can multitask everything. We need to let go when we have to. We also need to understand how to laugh. Keep laughing. The more you laugh, doctors have said that you'll be more healthy. So start laughing in your lives. If you have never laughed, then go for a walk and start looking at people and laughing. If you feel that those people will get annoyed at you, then look at yourself and start laughing. And I will give you an instance where I laugh at myself. In the year 1987, I used to have a colleague called Badri, and he was quite plump. And whenever I used to see him, I used to laugh. I used to tell him, listen, my waist size is just 24. And what is yours? You're so plump. And I used to laugh at him. Nowadays, I laugh at myself. I'm double of Badri. And whenever I look at me, I start thinking, oh God, what did I do? I should have been careful, but I laugh at myself. Family and friends bring happiness to you. They bring that peace which is needed for you. So look with them, stay with them, enjoy with them. Last but not the least, get onto some hobby. Cricket, bowling, reading, recreation in the gym, or swimming. Some people go for hours of swimming. So you go and swim and enjoy yourself. When all these things are there, you must be asking, why do I need support? You may not need them, but sometimes it really helps. And I will tell you what has happened in my life. I have pretty good circles, different circles. But one of the circles which I have, I'm going to just bring it out to you now. Let's talk about this person. Somebody outright, he's a friend of mine, somebody outright and does not mince his words when he speaks. I get wild many times when he speaks. But then when I go and sit back and start thinking about what he has spoken, I start thinking, this is Chanakya. He has something to tell us. While I am doing this, I also have somebody who is very cool. You never get to know when he has killed you with his language. He tells you everything properly, and finally when you sit and start thinking, you'll say, what did he do? He almost killed me with his English. And I accepted it, and that's Mr. Clooney for you. If this is not enough, you have somebody who's called Pav Bhaji. And I know you prepare Pav Bhaji at home. And when you prepare Pav Bhaji, the taste is different. And you keep improving every time you keep cooking. And this is this person. Whenever you have that man with you, you will see that a different approach comes to your life. Very silent, very analytical, and the taste differs as in when you move your relationship with this person. After that, you have somebody called Captain Haddock. I know a lot of you will relate to Captain Haddock and Tintin. This guy is technically brilliant, but he has a team of Tintins who are very creative. And to bring in that difference which I need in my life. When I need something, I look up to him saying, I need something creative. Can you help me? And when I get the result, I'm so happy. Then we have this lovely person called Emoticon. Always smiling, always laughing. And you start thinking he has nothing, he keeps smiling always. But then there is something very important. Layers and layers within which has enormous talent. And you will really love the talent in him. If this is not enough, you have somebody called Kushina. Never to be satisfied, very detailed. Even when I have to stand like this and speak to you, I have to make so many adjustments to the screen behind me, how I need to stand, how I need to speak, how I need to laugh. So I need to have this person in me because that improves my creativity a lot. If this is not enough, then you have somebody just coming behind you very slowly and telling you, Mr. B, you have done 4 things in life. You still have 4 more to go. Reminding you on things which you need to do. That's your calendar, that's your diary. And you suddenly at the end of the day realize that you had 8 things to do, but because of this person, I finished those 8 things. Now, if all this is not enough, and you want to trust somebody to speak and enjoy your life, somebody who can go for a midnight walk with you, where you can actually talk and share your thoughts, you have Mr. Incredible. Call upon this Mr. Incredible and enjoy your walk. Now, I understand with all these things, you'll start saying, where will I keep my shoulder? Where can I cry? Where can I actually go hug somebody and dance on the street? You have this person too. And that person is Megamind for me. I can go on the street and dance with him in the street at 3 o'clock in the morning. Nothing to prevent me. Even the police cannot say anything because we enjoy together. And that's the team which I have. And this team has helped me learn a lot. I have cherished a lot. It has changed me. I have found balance in my life, contentment, peace, a lot of improvements. And I'm sure in your life too, you have all these people right from Chanakya to Megamind. A lot of people in your circle bring this balance into your life. They shape us into who we are and help us balance our life better. So my 6-fold approach for all of you, if in case you want to find balance, try a balanced environment first. And once you have it, start getting some good sleep. That's very important for your body and for your health. And then have good food, ample food. Say that afternoon you have food, at night I don't want to have. That's not right. Have your food in the quantities you need. And then keep your mind engaged. Do something or the other to keep your mind engaged and do something to keep your body active. And when you do all these things, you will become like how R. Hariharan said earlier, a version 2.0 of yourself. So my dear friend, balance. If you don't want to tilt, you smile a lot. And if you don't know how to laugh, come to me. I have learned how to laugh. Let's laugh together. And then try enjoying everything in life. Sometimes you want to have a glass of wine, enjoy that wine with your friends. If you want to do it alone, switch on the TV, watch something interesting and enjoy it alone. Enjoy life as it is, because eventually it gets you to that happiness. It creates your happiness and you can create your own happiness, your own balance. Why? Because we only have one life. Thank you so much. Over to you, Deepa. I'm ready for questions.
Thank you, Mr. Balaji, for this interesting session. For those of you with us today, if there are any unanswered queries, please write back to us on our email ID and we shall revert to you with the speaker's response. We're happy to announce that we will be launching 6 Socks Community in the coming weeks, our tiny bit to contribute to the society with the support of Mr. Venkat, known as the Pencil Man of UAE. With this, we now incorporate one alternate 6 Socks Saturday as a 6 Socks community classroom and hope to have your support throughout. We thank you for having attended this session. Always remember, 6 Socks Minds is here to serve, learn, share, and reach beyond. We're also here for you and your organization to identify talents and help nurture them. We listen and address your requirement. Do reach out to us on 6socksminds@gmail.com for this and more. It's a pleasure having you on board with us, and we look forward to seeing you all the week after the next with our dearest in-house speaker, Mr. A. Hariharan, with his topic, To Say or Not to Say. We wish each of you a great day ahead from all of us at 6 Socks Minds. Namaste.